Subcommittee meeting for December 13th, 2022, with myself, Nick Allen, and Mr. McGinnis joining us remotely. Item number 2 is comment, suggestions, petitions by residents and attendants regarding items not on the agenda. We want to do it in other business or now? Yeah, we'll do it in other business. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Cook.
Darrell Cook, South Walnut Street. I request to have the destructive street tree at 506 South Walnut Street removed. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And then any others? Go ahead.
Idea to have traffic lights added to 50 East Neal Street at Sharon Alley and 50 Lacey Street at Sharon Alley.
All right, thank you. We'll take a look at it. Any more for item 2? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our discussion items. Item 3A is our borough manager report.
Thank you. Just I'm going to be real quick this evening. Some good news on the personnel front. A conditional offer of employment's been made to a new director of human resources. We can't announce that person yet, but we will shortly. So we're very excited to get started, hopefully January 3rd with our new hire there. Another big project is kicking off shortly in the information technology department. We're under the guidance of Nick Fink and Bill Mann. That's our land records, asset, and work order management software platforms that are being implemented that council approved through the budget. So we're starting that kickoff in January. We should have a go live date of that sometime August of next year. So more on that later. Just a quick comment that having to do with infrastructure and facilities. The traffic engineer will be present at next week's work session to wrap up and the discussion of the proposed capital improvements and concept plan for the Gay Street Market closure going forward. We're not going to be able to implement all of that next year for cost reasons, but we can at least get started. And if you hear people walking on the roof right now, it's because environmental conditions were finally appropriate for us to do the infrared analysis we needed to do to see what repairs we needed to do to the roof. So we should have that report together for council the next time we meet.
Great, thanks so much. Any questions? Mr. McGinnis, feel free to jump in if you ever feel you need to.
Thank you. Sean, regarding that bid on the roof, or when would we know regarding that bid for the roof if we have a time frame?
We'd have to put the bid documents together, so it's not something that would happen real quickly. I think it's going to take us 7 to 10 days to get the results of the survey that's being done right now. Bid won't go out till January. It's likely, highly likely, based upon discussions at this point, that this would be one of the projects that fall under the responsible contractor ordinance that was passed by council this year. So tentative timeline is that would go out to bid sometime in January. I don't have a date yet. And then probably for council's consideration in February.
Thank you. And the follow-up to that, have we looped in Will regarding the possibility or the potential to add solar panels with the new Reduction Act, Inflation Reduction Act, and to capitalize on that program?
That's a good idea. I don't have an answer to that, but we'll certainly get back to you on that.
Thank you.
Sure.
in November.
Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to think selfishly, just for me. I remember we started the year with finance before smart growth and then switched back for budget season. And so did we decide to keep it how it is now instead of going back? Is that all right?
Yeah, they did.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
All right. I'll bicker at some people, but it probably won't change, and that's okay because it's not about me. But yeah, it looks straightforward and looks fine. I appreciate all the detail. Any questions, comments? All right, we can call it 2-0. Yep. Item 3C is to discuss appointments to boards and commissions with interviews to be held on December 20th at our work session for vacancies of non-renewing members.
I guess I am. I don't know.
Good to see you. It's really alone over here, so I appreciate you making it in. Sorry the traffic was bad.
So currently, we have 7 interviews to have at the work session next week for the Library Board of Directors, Historic Commission, Sustainability Committee, Parks and Rec, and Planning Commissions, and also the 3 renewing members of the Railroad Restoration Committee, which was tabled from last month. And we also have a reappointment to the Uniform Pension Committee of an individual who, since it was a new committee, that person served the short term.
Great. I don't have any concerns or questions about that. Mr. McGinnis, just about appointments. This is pretty standard procedure.
The only question I had was regarding the Railroad Restoration Committee. Is that still going to be tabled, or is that something that we're going to look to approve?
I believe council will, I don't know what council is going to do, but at next week's work session and business session, you could take a vote for those 3 positions.
Yeah, we'll discuss that next week. Any other questions or concerns? All right, sounds good. And then our action item is to approve the November meeting minutes, which were fine by me. And then item 5, sorry, Mr. McGinnis, I'm assuming. Okay, all right. And then item 5 is other business, and I know Mr. Hudson had an item.
Hi, my name's Kyle Hudson, and you may remember a year ago we lost one of our neighbors, Daryl McLean. Daryl was very involved in our community. She taught African American history at the schools, was very involved in the Melton Center, was involved in music, and some of you may remember a couple years ago we fought to try and keep the bench at the corner of Market and High Street. And so I thought it would be nice if our town could remember her by memorializing one of the benches in town in her name. I was thinking specifically the bench over in front of Treat Records on Gay Street. I think that, I don't have a design or anything like that, but I just wanted to get the process rolling on this. And so I was coming to council to ask them if maybe we could put it on the agenda to discuss this, or I don't know, whatever council thinks is the most appropriate way to do this. I know we could get the funding. It would be at 0 cost to the taxpayers. I just want to remember someone who I think gave a lot to this community.
Great, thanks so much. I think it's a really kind thought. It's something that I would support. Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here.
Would it be appropriate to forward this to work session next week, or?
I'm wondering, Kyle, if we just can't do it administratively, maybe just I know we dedicate benches, and we know what benches cost, we know how to buy them, where they're coming from. So maybe the best thing would be to send the plan to my attention by email, and maybe we could handle it administratively.
Okay, yeah, new bench should be even better.
Great.
Cool,
Thanks for
awesome.
coming in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll send you an email.
Any other business tonight? All right, and seeing none, we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 5:48. Thank you.